Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Dream Setlist. This is the show that we're doing all throughout the month of March. Each and every day, taking a look at a favorite band of mine, band or artist, and coming up with the set list we would love to see. Could be past, present, or future. Could be any lineup of this band, any venue in the world, any combination of songs that you'd love to see, whether they've actually done it at some point or not. In most cases, I'm trying to put together set lists that either I've never seen from the band, or if it's a band I've never seen, what I would love to see. Whatever the combination, you are in charge. You, me, all of us are in charge of creating our own set list for some of these acts. So today we're going to take a look at one of my favorite guitar players of all time, a guy I miss every single day. May he rest in peace, Mr. Gary Moore. Okay, I only had the opportunity of seeing Gary once in my entire life, and that was I was on the Wild Frontiers tour. Okay, so it's all in a club, the Chance, Poughkeepsie, New York. It's the only time I ever caught him. All right, and unfortunately, it was a long time ago, and I would have loved to have had the opportunity to see him a couple more times, but that was never meant to be. So I'm going to go back in time today. For my dream set list is going to be 1985, basically the Run for Cover tour. I would have loved to have been able to go over to the UK to see a big festival show at Castle Donington. All right, so that's where this dream set list is going to be taking place. The Gary Moore and his band at Castle Donington, 1985, Run for Cover tour. Gary Moore on guitar and vocals, Neil Carter on keyboards, second guitar and vocals, Glenn Hughes on bass and vocals. Of course, Glenn appeared on a couple tracks on the Run for Cover album. Okay, in my dream set list, Glenn and Gary don't have the big kind of falling apart there. During the making of the album, Glenn maybe is cleaner or fairly clean at the time, right? And Paul Thompson, who played drums on a good chunk of the album, is going to play this particular show. So even if this is a short-lived lineup of the band, they're going to play Castle Donington in my dream set list. So the band is going to come out. And I do want to mention that now that Glenn is in the band for this show, he and Gary are going to share lead vocals on some tracks, right? So they're going to start things off with Victims of the Future, okay, the title track to the album of the same name. That's a nice way to kickstart the show, a little mellow intro, and then boom, right? Big, heavy, metallic. From there, we're going to go to Corridors of Power for Don't Take Me for a Loser. Then we're going to go back to the Dirty Fingers album. Glenn's going to sing lead on this. Nuclear Attack, a song that Gary also did with Greg Lake. Okay, so here we're going to have Glenn Hughes on the vocals for this heavy, molten, hard rock tune, Nuclear Attack. From there, we're going to go to the song Reach for the Sky from the Run for Cover album. Okay, of course, Glenn sang it on the album. He's going to sing it here live. Then we're going to go to the amazing instrumental from the Back on the Streets album, Flight of the Snow Moose. Okay, I'm going to get a little fusion going on in here in this set, right? From there, we're going to go back to Corridors of Power for the heavy guitar showcase that is End of the World. Okay, on the album, Jack Bruce sang vocals. Glenn is going to sing the lead vocals on this particular track. All right, then we're going to slow things down for a little Empty Rooms. Okay, also appeared on both Victims of the Future and the Run for Cover album, right? Depending on, I think, what part of the world you were in. I think I had on both albums that I bought back in the day, it was on both those albums. A little slightly different arrangement on each of them. But on this, we're going to have Glenn and Gary share the vocals on this particular one. Then we're gonna stay on Victims of the Future. We're gonna play their wonderful cover of Shapes of Things. Gary was not a big covers guy, but man, Shapes of Things, that old Yardbirds classic. What a great job he did on that album. And live, he's going to get to stretch out a little bit with the guitar solo. From there, we're going to go back to Run for Cover for a little Out in the Fields. All right, with Neil and Glenn on backing vocals on that track. From there, we're going to go back to Corridors of Power for Gonna Break My Heart Again. From there, we're going to go to the Dirty Fingers album for a little Hiroshima, or Hiroshima, however you like to say it. Okay, so we got a lot of rockers in this set. Okay, this is right in the middle of his hard rock phase, right? Then we're going to go back to the Victims of the Future album for a little Murder in the Skies. Okay. We're going to stay on Victims for Devil in Her Heart. Big, heavy song. Glenn's going to switch over to vocals on that one. From there, we're going to go back to Corridors of Power for the last song of the regular part of the set for I Can't Wait Until Tomorrow, with a big, long guitar cadenza at the end. The band is going to take a bow, going to go backstage. The thunderous thousands at the Castle Donington Festival are going to demand an encore. They're going to come out. Who's going to join them on bass and vocals, mostly vocals? None other than Mr. Phil Lynott from Thin Lizzy. Okay, he is going to join Gary on lead vocals for Military Man from the Run for Cover album. And then, of course, they're going to finish things off, and Phil is going to take control of the entire lead vocal for the gorgeous Parisian Walkways. And that's the set, guys. So Castle Donington, 1985. Gary Moore, Neil Carter, Glenn Hughes, Paul Thompson, Phil Lynott guesting. Victims of the Future, Don't Take Me for a Loser, Nuclear Attack, Reach for the Sky, Flight of the Snow Moose, End of the World, Empty Rooms, Shapes of Things, Out in the Fields, Gonna Break My Heart Again, Hiroshima, Murder in the Skies, Devil in Her Heart, I Can't Wait Until Tomorrow, and for the encore, Military Man and Parisian Walkways. Man, would I love to see that. I really would love to see that. So come up with your dream set list for Mr. Gary Moore. Maybe you want to do the old fusion days or the hard rock days, or maybe you want to see a whole dream set of the blues stuff that he did later in his career. You call the shots. You put it in the comments section below. I'm loving to read these and see what everybody comes up with. So also, this is on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Stay tuned for a bunch of like new product reviews shows coming up. We've got new Steve Lukather. We've got probably next week we'll get Alice Cooper. We got Epica coming up soon. We've got new Iron Savior, new Iron Mask, another Bebop Deluxe reissue, remaster of Drastic Plastic. We've got new Straubs, new Cast, new Voodoo Circle, Tommy Bolin Archive, Big Train, man, all sorts of stuff. I got so many new CDs to get to. Sonus Umbra. It's just a matter of just finding the time to listen to all of this and actually then talking about them. So that'll all be coming up over the next couple weeks. So stay tuned for all that and more. Martin Popoff back on the show again tomorrow morning with our favorite second banana vocalist. That's happening tomorrow morning. And then, of course, next week we've got In the Prog Seat, where we're going to give our favorite Jean-Luc Ponty albums. We've got the Hudson Valley Squares coming up on Monday, where we're going to be talking about some of the worst opening bands we've seen, as well as some of the weirdest concert bills we've seen, weird mix and matches of bands. So that's happening on Monday. And of course, tonight, big show happening tonight, The Monsters Den. It's going to be probably a long one. Rich Catino, Chris Allo, Dan Brown, and myself are each going to give our favorite. We're going to rank our 10 favorite Hammer horror classics. So that's coming up tonight. So you do not want to miss that, and all sorts of stuff here on the channel. So make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, post some comments, hit that Ko-Fi link if you want to make a donation to the channel. All your donations are very much appreciated here. Link to our merch page if you want to buy some Sea of Tranquility shirts, hoodies, hats, coffee mugs, all that kind of stuff. So we'll see you guys later on. All the damn time, right? Take care. Bye-bye.